Okay.
But yeah, I think we're...
Wow.
Yes.
So we always start with a salud.
Salud. And the crazy eyes. So let's see, what do we have here today? It's a 2008 Barolo from Renato Carino. So yeah, a little bit of age on this one, 12 years. Oh, that's nice. Actually, I'm going to go back in there. Kind of what do we know about Barolo, right?
I always have to look it up.
Yeah.
Like the Italian wines, I know it's good stuff. I know it's on the west side of the country.
Northwest.
Northwest.
Yep. In more specifically the Piedmonte region.
Yes, that.
And the grape we have with Barolo is Nebbiolo.
Yes.
And nothing but Nebbiolo. It's always Nebbiolo.
So it's always straight through Nebbiolo. No blends, no.
Correct.
No
Yeah.
enhancements like a.
I mean, some people might be sneaking in little things from the field, but no, it's meant to be. It's meant to be all Nebbiolo.
Okay, it's a little dim in here, but.
Yeah, do you see that bricking?
It looks like it's just on the edge of that, right? Well, it has bricking, but it's not.
Yeah.
As dark bricky brick as sometimes those really old ones are.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, like, when sommeliers and whatnot are blind tasting, they'll often confuse Nebbiolo with Sangiovese. Both Italian grape varietals, Sangiovese coming from Tuscany, but they both have that sort of bricking quality, even when they're young, which is kind of cool. You get these wines that look sort of like in the glass, like they might be old and faded a bit at the edge, but they're actually not. It's quite a powerful, beautiful wine.
Did you say there's a bit, because it's not breaking all the way through. Is there? I mean, it's dim here, but
yeah, always.
There's a touch of a rubiness in the middle.
Oh, for sure. Or garnet, I would say, but when folks talk about bricking, it's usually about the edges. It's really not all the way through unless the wine's really old and it's kind of faded all the way through to the core.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
Thank you for making this delicious meal. Sean made these delicious mushrooms, specialty of his, and pork.
Yep. Little pork chop and mushrooms.
Yeah.
A little earth on earth, a little rustic action.
Earthy earth.
Yeah.
Very good.
Tasty. Yeah, I don't know if we've had this specific wine before. From this specific producer. We've obviously had Barolo before, but and part of the reason we've held on to this for a while is they tend to Barolo tends to do better with age. Because the young ones, particularly the ones that are using the larger sort of boti or barrels, come out with some pretty aggressive tannins in their youth. Some of the more modern producers are using like new French oak to sort of round that out. Again, I don't know a lot about this specific wine and what this producer is doing with this one, but I get the sense that this is more of a traditional producer just based on the flavor profile. I'm not getting any new French oak or anything on it.
What I really appreciate, there's a delicateness to, it's powerful, but it has a strength, but it's delicate, and I'm not sure what word I'm looking for to describe that balance.
I think balance is a good word.
Balance, there we go.
I think balance is a good word, right? You've got that nice fruit core, more on the dried fruit than the ripe fruit, but it's in balance. There's good acid in this wine.
There is. Would you say a touch of violets?
Yeah.
Isn't that a Barolo thing?
It is, yeah, and I would say that about this wine. Yeah, that's sort of you can get tar and violets is kind of one of the tells on Barolo.
Nice.
All right.
And we're a bit reminiscent. Can't talk. And so it was 10 years ago now when we were in Italy for the first time.
I know.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Me too.
Although we didn't get up to Piemonte, so
We
I
didn't.
want to do that someday.
We had Barolo though. I'm sure at some point. Yes. No. Maybe.
Maybe when we were in Rome, because once we were in Florence, we just stayed with the local stuff. So we drank, Chianti and Brunello.
Right.
Brunello de Montalcino and Rosa de Montalcino.
True.
Yeah. Stuck in Tuscany. Worst places to be stuck, right? I was thinking this morning about when we took the Fiat 500 out into the countryside. And
That was fun.
that was crazy and fun.
It's sad now. Our hearts go to it's sad what's going on and with the COVID-19. And I don't want to bring things down, but
No, I mean,
it's reality. And
been thinking about Italy a lot lately, and Spain, of course, as well, and in addition to what's going on here, all across the world. Mushroom brie.
Oh, sure. Thank you. What's this?
A little mushroom to go with your mushroom.
Yes, please.
I just thought it would kind of pair okay with the Barolo.
Yeah.
I wanted to try something different today.
Yeah, it's just been so long. It's so nice. It's so good.
I'm wearing the wrong shirt.
Ah, it's a shame.
Spain Football Club shirt. I don't own an Italian
I
football
remember
club shirt.
seeing any cats. I'm sure we must have seen cats.
Oh, for your shirt.
Yes, 'cause I'm wearing
I didn't
that shirt.
catch it. And why are you
Remember
not
seeing dogs?
talking about cats? You always talk about cats and dogs, but yeah, that's why. Cool.
Yes. Let's see. I didn't know wine as well either.
Gosh, nor did I. I mean, that's 10 years ago.
Fudge. Yeah, we were barely in San Francisco. We weren't in San Francisco yet.
No, we were
We
just a
moved
couple.
after that.
Yeah, a couple months away from moving to the city. Did you get any of this pork crackling?
How did you do that?
Completely by mistake.
Oh, well, that's good. Like, did you?
I poured bacon grease onto the pan.
Bacon on pork?
Yeah. And this just sort of fried up onto its own and created its own little thing on the side.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that again.
Cool.
Yeah, I saved it from before.
I was just reflecting on our time in Italy, 10 years back, and how it was a place where it was just as fun going out to eat as it was to go to the shops and cook at home. It was probably the most accommodating kitchens. They always had gas. And
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
yeah, 'cause we ate pretty well at home.
In Florence, for sure.
In Florence. Rome.
Rome, more of a blur to me, but we weren't there as long.
Yeah, that's true. We weren't, we were sick, unfortunately. And
that was horrible.
yeah, all the air fresheners and...
God. Yeah, we probably wouldn't have even wanted to drink wine at home there.
No, it wouldn't have been wise. We had good coffee.
That's right.
Yeah, in Florence, though, the kitchen was...
Yeah.
gas stove, and then the markets were so wonderful, and you would remember bringing home freshly made pasta and sauce and stuff. And yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was thinking about like that Easter Sunday when we weren't sure whether or not stores were going to be open or what we'd be able to do, so we went out the day before, and then I'm glad we did because it rained like hell. Rained like heck Easter Sunday.
Yeah, the crowds were lively and places were open, which was a surprise. Same with Spain.
Yeah, it was surprising. Yeah. Easter's a whole different game in Catholic countries like Italy and Spain.
For sure.
No peeps.
No peeps.
No chocolate bunnies. Maybe a chocolate bunny here and there.
Yeah, chocolate eggs for sure.
There was some stuff, but it was a lot more serious.
Serious as chocolate can be.
No, I mean just the Easter was a lot more serious in general.
Sorry about that. So,
what do you? Yeah, we sort of talked about some of the characteristics of it, but not a lot. Maybe top line. Do you like it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
The strength, the balance between strength, like what I was talking about earlier. It's not a. I often do think of Italians being big and bold, and they can be, but.
See, iron fist and a velvet glove.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of thing.
Sure. A lot of structure, strength. Maybe that's it. Like a church or a big, huge mansion or a big, beautiful building with a strong interior, but flourishes on the outside. I guess like a Victorian house or the Duomo.
Now you ever think about Florence? Although again, this wine's not from.
Florence.
Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't a Tuscan wine, but yeah, we have to go up there someday. There's everyone I've ever talked to that's been up there is just blown away by Piemonte and the region, and just how gorgeous it is. And I like that too. Like I think for me too is there's nothing, for lack of a better word, fake about this wine. There's no, this is just an expression of what it is. I love that it's not, and I was about to say I love that it's not new oak and that it's not French oak, at least to my knowledge.
Right.
That it's really letting this was a wine that required some patience, right? This has probably been in bottle for, depending on how long it sat in the barrel, and it's probably been in bottle, for close to 10 years, and it's 12 years from vintage. So.
And you got this at Noe Valley Wine Merchants. Is this recent?
No, that must have been years ago. I think we've been sitting on this. I wonder when I purchased that.
Oh, yeah, it was back when it was Wine Merchants, not Wine and Spirits.
Oh yeah,
The old label. It's the old price tag.
It is. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I put it there.
And when you were working there that summer,
I never worked at Noe Valley Wine and Spirits. I worked at Noe Valley Wine Merchants.
You're OG. So what was the price on that? It was about, back then it was $39.
It's like, did you get the discount?
I don't know. I don't know if it would have been depended on whether or not you were already working there.
At least that would have been the favorite. What was it? The returning customers.
Yeah, we would have gotten the sort of the industry sort of nicety, maybe, depending on the time. I'm not seeing. Where's my? Trying to find the day, or at least the year and the month that I bought this. Really good reviews, actually.
Here we go.
There we go. Email purchase bottles. So I bought this at in the summer, July 7th, 2013. So I bought it almost 7 years ago. So we've been sitting on this, and I bought 3 bottles.
Right, it's around the time I was working there.
And there either was a sale or they gave me some kind of deal on it because the sticker again says, like you said, says 39, and I got it for 33. So I must have gotten some kind of deal. What year did you work?
Oh, actually,
it wouldn't have been 2013,
no,
was it?
2015 maybe.
15? Yeah. So we didn't get the discount because anyway, what's cool is this is the first time we've actually tried this wine. We've been sitting on it for almost 7 years, and we still have 2 bottles left in storage, the off-site storage. So that's kind of cool. I guess it was time to open one and see what was going on, right? That's funny that we waited that long. I saw in there was a Antonio Galloni review that said that the peak sort of drinking window is kind of around now. And then other folks I was looking at Cellar Tracker, and other folks on Cellar Tracker were saying that this isn't a really nice drinking window. So I'm making quick work of this. May I?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Drink so much Spanish wine right now. This is a rarity.
Yeah.
It's a nice reminder too of just how great Barolo can be. There.
So it's just reading here. Karen McNeil saying Nebbiolo, known for power, structure, and tannin.
Yeah, that's why you age them though. It's once that, because the tannins can be overwhelming with some of them in their youth.
Right.
But boy, if you've got the patience and you've got the right sort of storage capabilities, it's pretty awesome. I'm glad you like it. How's your hair?
Great.
Nice.
Long.
Yeah.
Oh, would you say there's an herb essence to it? Maybe I spaced off, but I swear I got a little sense of red vermouth on the finish. How red vermouth can be a touch medicinal or herby.
Right. Good vermouths are just filled with different essences and botanicals and all kinds of amazing stuff. So very herby in vermouth. I don't know.
But Gary, not quite Gary. You could. Maybe it's
it's not
with the pork. We have a lot of herbs there.
There's herbs on the pork and in the mushrooms. Yeah,
so I think that's really brought it out. Right, Larry?
I like my herbs, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to grow my own herbs.
Yeah, our dog is done.
Oh, great.
Hopefully, he won't bark.
I wonder.
He's a chewy he can chew on. So.
He liked the treat ball earlier.
Thought that'd keep him busy.
You can try. Oh, actually, I want to try.
Ooh.
Speaking of try, do you want to try some of the black olive tapenade?
Yes, another one of Sean's specialties. He makes a great tapenade.
Thank you.
You've got lots of compliments.
Careful, there were some pits.
Okay.
There were some pits in the pitted olives this time for whatever reason. Great book, right?
Yeah.
It's such a great reference.
It is. Hey, Larry.
And I find myself going back to it. And you think you know a lot, and then you forget some things, and then you realize, it's like, I need to go revisit that chapter in the Wine Bible.
It's like I knew this 4, W set 2 and
2 and
3.
3,
Yes.
right? No
That's
small
like
feet.
Barolo, what?
You were kind of forgetting.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, no, now I know. It's like, yeah, I know.
Of course, it's
Not
heavy.
right.
It's like you had to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Larry, dude, what are you doing, buddy?
Everything.
You grumpy pants?
Yeah.
He sounds like Mr. Grumpy Pants.
Yes, this is hard on him.
Oh, no, buddy.
Mm-mm.
We're not going to have it. We are not going to have it. He's been in a mood today.
Mm-hmm. I should do some hill sprints with him.
Speak of the devil.
Ooh. Take him running. I think my knee feels better.
Yeah?
Yeah, and maybe if he's tired, it won't be so grumpy.
Let's do a bigger walk tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Try and do Bernal or something. I like this wine.
Mm-hmm. It was great. Just haven't had an Italian in a while.
Hey now. Yeah, it's nice.
I wonder how Dig is doing. Because was his model just French,
Italian. Yeah,
That's it, right?
I think so.
Mm.
Wonder if he was doing a little bit of German for a bit.
Mm.
Maybe not. No, I think he's. Yeah, I'd have to look again. No, he sent an email update today.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
Are they
good.
doing okay? Take it. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Pacino's obviously closed, but yeah, he's doing kind of a good business. That he was talking about how, the thing he misses most is doing the Friday tastings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't you do Saturday tastings, or you just changed it to Friday?
it was both for a while, and I think it may have gone down to just Fridays. I haven't been over there in a while.
Gosh, it's been forever for me.
I know, and it's such a great shop. It's just, I work at a wine shop, so I get the employee deal, so I don't really shop anywhere else. And working for the importer on the Spain side, you get that deal, so it's really hard to pay full price for anything, and then wine just sort of shows up.
There you go.
Just one of the perks of the job.
True.
Yeah. You won't get rich doing it, but you'll drink well.
Great topping on.
I hope you didn't get any. Good.
No.
Good.
I've been careful, so.
I've pulled probably 10 out of this batch.
Oh, wow.
Usually you can sort of hear, and it's like, oh, I hear a pit in there. And that's what I thought this time. Turned out I was hearing 10 pits.
Yeah. Niceness.
Yeah. So I noticed you're looking at the wheel. Was there a place you were going there on the herb side or on something else? Because I don't quite get Garrigue.
No, but there's something.
I do get that violet thing you were talking about for sure.
And then on the finish, I'm not capturing that vermouth quality that I was a minute ago. I think I have to have the mushrooms in order for that.
That might have been coming from the food, yeah. It's a good compliment to the food. The acid is just gets you salivating. You want to go back in for the next bit. In fact, I'm just crushing this wine. Crush. Well, I'm drinking it fast.
Floral geranium. I couldn't. What am I?
I could maybe go a little fennel, maybe.
Oh,
a little wild fennel.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. They're not spices exactly.
Maybe a little lavender.
Yeah, these gentle herbs.
Yeah, gentle herbs, not aggressive. No one likes an aggressive herb.
No.
Except me.
Yeah.
I like my herbs aggressive.
Well, lavender, like walking. It's a definite, like a San Francisco walk rather than, say, a hillside on the coast walk in the middle of it. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I get what you're talking. I mean, I understand what you're saying. The coastal walk, like the McNeid Ranch, where you're just getting when the sun's out, you're just getting garrigue and that sort of baking herbs, baking in the sun sort of brush and herbs. I mean, which is to me what I think of when I think of Rhone wines. Mm-hmm. Or Southern Rhone, I should say. Northern Rhone, Syrah is a different animal altogether. But when I think of like Côte de Rhone or Châteauneuf du Pape or even Baccarat, some of those regions there, I love that garrigue. It's so cool. Yeah.
Is there a touch of rose, you think, besides the violets? The kind of like
maybe like a dried. I mean, I was about to use the word potpourri, but not like the shitty potpourri. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like that people buy in department stores and stuff like.
Shitty potpourri.
Oh, it's horrible, right? I mean, there's a reason it lasts forever or a really long time is because it's basically chemicals, but like something real and sort of natural. So yeah, I like if someone went out and picked the actual herbs and didn't spray a bunch of chemicals on it, and, herbs and flowers and put it together and made some potpourri and some bark and whatever. I'd go there. But I don't get like a perfumed floral in your face shitstorm of. I'm swearing too much. If we ever publish this, it's going to be bad. It's just how I talk. I need to change that, huh? I don't know. Like kids watch this. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Anyway, sorry. Oh,
exactly.
Waste. Hey,
bees.
Look.
Football.
Hey, you're going. Come here, buddy.
That's lovely.
You're riled up. All right, say hi to the camera, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
there you go.
That's our dog.
You're like a floating dog.
Oh, you're a good boy, that boy. Except
you gotta chill, buddy.
Football. Oh. We should let him. He should have toys.
He has toys, right?
He does.
He has like 50 toys?
But they're not next to him.
I see.
He's
reacting to folks out. I see his lambs out there.
Yeah, he
and Treat Ball and Chewy.
And Christmas Monkey.
Christmas Monkey. 'Tis the season.
Yeah, it is. He's
not the
warmed
season.
up to Christmas Monkey. He never used to like Christmas Monkey. And now this
pagan.
Right. Yeah. So you see, naturally dried floral herbs, herbs. Yeah, lavender. Yeah, not overly mentholy. Yeah, I can't get that vermouth back. But it's like if someone took this, it could make a really good vermouth out of it.
To make an insanely good well, actually I don't know because it's dried fruit, right? It's not. That's the thing I like about a lot of these like Italian and Spanish wines, right? That I like. Once in a while, I'll go for like ripe fruit in wine, but that's more the exception than the rule. I love dried fruit. Like this sort of dry cherry thing that's going on. Like I'd much prefer that to like a ripe cherry.
I was going through this book and I saw the term dolcetto and I haven't had a dolcetto in ages.
Yeah, that's a totally different
That's
thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot younger, a lot.
That's more of your fruity tooty,
Yeah.
but from the area, and for the
Yeah,
longest
nice.
time I didn't know that. I just didn't, I hadn't come across a dolcetto that I really cared for that was, for lack of a better word, serious.
Right.
And
Well, that's just it.
but then eventually started finding the more serious ones. Like, oh my God, there are great dolcettos out there. Because before that, I was like, I just wouldn't buy them.
I think it's my
Like at any price, it's like, oh, here's a $12 bottle of wine, dolcetto. I'm like, nah, pass. Fruity tooty.
Fruity tooty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just liked them because I wasn't into, as we were expanding our palate, if you will. And actually, gosh, Italy nostalgia today.
Totally.
I can't remember that. Oh, of course, all these things are connected. We saw a little Shih Tzu, which reminded us of Marcello, the little Shih Tzu of, I can't remember the wine.
Oh, Beyond Divino, Carrie
Beyond
Smith's
Divino.
dog, yeah.
Yeah, and how we went there for an Italian wine tasting, and that was, I've had Italian wine before that, but I think that's when
Was that your first serious dolcetto?
I think so. I mean, I've had, Before then, it's like, oh, I drank this Italian stuff. What is it? Oh, okay, whatever.
Oh, really?
Stuff in the back. I know we've had it before then. You've picked out really good Italian wines. Like the Barolos, I'm sure.
Was it before we moved to the city, or?
It was before we moved to the city.
Yeah, so we're talking a dozen years ago at least, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
It's been a good long time.
About the time this was bottled,
Well.
Maybe before.
Maybe even before, right? We specifically, part of our reason of going to Italy was for the wine. Why we chose what we did and why we stayed where we did. And and that's when it's like we were, at least I was, I think you were a bit too, like on a Brunello kick.
Yeah.
Just loving Brunello.
But I think when what I recall was the Dolcetto standing out, I think because it was just very approachable. For me at that time, very approachable.
And they are, yeah.
And whereas something like this, I need to, I can't just drink this casually out of taste. You could, but I mean, this deserves the space and attention. A lot of these older bottles, right?
Yeah.
The meal, you sit down and you really concentrate.
You have some time to get to know it, yeah.
Yeah, and when you're distracted, like I often am.
Right? But
you don't really have the mind or the palate, mind and palate are quite connected. But anyway, so I think, long story short, I think that's why I'm nostalgic for Dolcetto, because that was my entry wine for Italian wines. Even though, yes, I like the other wines, of course. But I knew that if I had a Dolcetto, it was a done deal. I know I was going to like it.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Wow,
it's funny, these stories.
I've had a lot of Dolcettos just piss me off. Like they're just like, this wine's garbage.
Piss me off.
No, well.
I'm sorry. Explain.
I don't know how to explain.
Did it personally offend you?
Well, okay. To be fair, that piss me off is too strong. Because I've had other wines that really piss me off, or I'm just visceral about them.
We should do a podcast about that.
Wines that piss me off.
Piss you off.
That piss off Sean. Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, it would be horrible. Just line them up.
Annoying, like.
Oh, anything that's just over manipulated by oak or fake oak. The word like fake oak, bulk produced.
Fair enough.
Garbage wines, wines that are out of balance, that are, I could go on and on. Like wines that are like overly ripe, and they just throw like oak staves, like cheap wines.
Yeah.
But I'm backpedaling a little bit because I don't want anyone to think that like you can't have an inexpensive wine that's great, because there are amazing wine. You can find great wines under $15.
Yes, you
can. If you know what you're doing. Like they're out there. But yeah, just the mass marketed, manipulated, Apothic Red. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to piss off the majority of America, right?
That's okay.
It is the number one selling red wine in the United States.
I would love to see more.
Or at least it was. Like, I saw that like a year or two ago.
I mean, I've had that. That's a good mindless wine. Like, you're not... I would not want it, actually.
It tastes like fake oak.
It's kind of yeah.
It tastes like fake oak.
No, you're not wrong. I remember drinking
it's like, oh, this is smooth. Yeah, because you're not... Yeah.
The last time I had...
Just getting a vanilla bomb. Let's just dump a bunch of vanilla extract into your wine and...
Right.
Yeah.
Like with your dolcetto point, it's like you're coming from Italy. There's no excuse. You have great land. You have great grapes. You have hundreds of years of traditional winemaking. There's no reason to make this fake crap. That's So I see. So when you're
it's kind of like
maybe from the States, I could see that from a region that's not as developed in their winemaking.
But everyone's going to make bulk wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where everyone's going to make supermarket wine. You have to. So I'm not just getting down on Italy to be honest. Like France makes supermarket wine, Spain makes supermarket wine. Everyone makes supermarket wine. Like you kind of have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're going to be that scale.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. If you're going to run a big business, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just not for me. And again, I've had great dolcettos since then. So now I know what to go look for. So don't want to give the wrong impression that I hate all dolcetto because I don't. It's kind of like Prosecco. There's like great Prosecco out there. You haven't found one you loved yet.
The only ones I found were in Italy. Honestly, I'm not a fan of. I feel like I'm either drinking beer. It's a little
Prosecco.
too.
Yeah.
Yeasty. No, I love the yeast. That they don't.
You like champagne yeast, but you don't. You feel like you get a beer yeast.
That's just I suppose I didn't really consider that connection. No, it tastes. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a yeast thing.
Yeah.
The method they make it is not as. It's different than the Champenoise method. Because I like cava a lot.
Yeah, it depends on the cava for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, champagne depends on the champagne for me too.
Mm-hmm.
But when the good ones are good.
When we were in Italy, it's like I liked every Prosecco that was out there.
There's something about, and it's hard to know if they were just better.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they're fresher, not traveled,
fresher, but there's something to be said about how you react to a wine in a place.
Very true.
How you bring that amazing bottle home and it doesn't quite taste the same at your house as it did when you were in the Tuscan countryside.
Yeah, I'm on vacation.
I could just drink country, like when we were in Tuscany, I could just drink country wines with, some great charcuterie in front of you and Italian bread and blah, blah, blah. And, they could serve you a €3 Chianti. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, this is, I almost F-bombed. But yeah, they could serve you a really just country wine and it's amazing in that time and place because that's what it's about.
Exactly. We're talking about this makes me think of Il Latini.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we have pork and Italian wine,
You first.
Did
we have pork that day?
I did. Remember they had two options. You could. Il Latini's a lovely little restaurant across the river, a little farther away from
in Florence.
In Florence, from the touristy stuff, and
nowhere near Barolo, by the way, not to be confusing again.
And it's a mom and pop, family run kind of place, and people line up to go in. And when you go in, it's just like, what do you want? Pork, the pasta, I can't remember it. I remember pork, and I chose pork. I don't really eat pork a lot. It's usually.
Did I choose different?
You did, so we could. Try
compare, contrast, share, On two was the person who recommended that place to us.
Yes.
I recall that. So glad she did that.
So
yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
It's an amazing experience.
But it was this huge, and I mean huge, big old jug of wine on the table, and you just helped yourself. I'm not sure how they... I don't know if there's a flat... I don't recall, but was there a flat wine fee?
I mean,
Are you drinking wine? Yep. Okay.
I mean, you can get that at Macaroni Grill here.
For real?
I think so. The one time I went to Macaroni Grill like a dozen years ago, I'm pretty sure they just put out some shit wine on the table and you keep score for yourself, or they make a mark on the thing. I don't remember, but.
And here's the thing: we were honest about it.
Well, of course you'd be honest about it, but the wine's cheaper than the water.
Well, there's that.
Well, we'd be honest anyway, but yeah.
Because in Paris, the last place we were at in Paris, they had like a honor bar, and we stumbled in. There's this lobby area.
We stumbled in?
Well, we probably shouldn't have been. Yeah, we were out that night.
We actually stumbled in.
Maybe I did, because I have a low tolerance, but...
Because you were probably matching me.
Probably. That's probably the worst thing to do. But there's this big counter, all these different choices of wine, champagne included, but hard stuff as well, and they ask that you keep track. And
where was this?
The hotel we stayed at in Paris, in 2017.
On our way out, or when we were
in?
On our way in.
Yes,
because we were bookending Paris on our way to Spain, which was the bulk of the trip. So it was on our way in.
It was.
Yeah, because on the way out was some weirdy.
It was kind of. It was.
It was very much set up for business people that needed to catch the next flight from Charles de Gaulle the next morning and didn't want to stay too far from the airport. It was not Paris proper. It was shite.
It was kind of like the IKEA of French hotels.
Yeah, shite.
It was kind of. It was novel. I liked the novelty of it. I did.
I've done that too much.
Okay,
I've stayed too often at the airport hotel because you're taking the 6 a.m. out or the whatever the next morning, and there's no character to. I mean, it's all just. There's character. There are characters.
Like a cartoon character.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm just saying there was nothing French or Parisian about that place. That could have been any sort of modern hotel in the world.
But to give you an idea, so you're in this room. I don't know. We got to a hotel,
and we're talking about France. While we're drinking Italian wine. Yeah.
But it's a really tiny room. But they did well with the space. The bed was kind of wedged against the wall.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a bunk bed almost. Lofty kind of thing, and then the bathroom was kind of this encased.
You had to crawl over the other person.
Yeah.
The other person being you, me being wedged against the wall.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get out of the bed to get some water or go to the bathroom. Yeah.
And the bathroom itself was kind of its own pod, and there's frosted glass all around it. You slide the door open, you go in. It's really small.
When do you get to the character part of this wonderful hotel?
The thing is, because it was glass, you could change colors. Remember that? You could change colors in the bathroom.
That's character?
It's something. It's a cartoon, at least cartoon character. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
You're killing me.
I'm killing you.
Salud.
Salud.
It's getting better.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Il Latini. Yeah. Oh, no, I just talked about that. Pork, jug of wine. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the north of France, Piedmont, just so we don't confuse the viewers if this ever sees the light of day, which it probably never will.
It's good practice, though.
It is good practice.
Right?
This is episode 0. This is
numbered.
I was going to say this is episode -1. Beat me to it. This is never see the light of day. This is the uncut when we release the. I was going to say DVD set, but that doesn't. That's not a thing.
This would be extras or
extras. Yeah.
Outtakes.
You never see that actually on Netflix. So you see all these series. There's no, like, if you got a DVD set and you really wanted to go deep, there'd be outtakes. Right? There's no outtakes anymore. But everything's an outtake now because people just put their shit out there.
Well, there's some people,
you know what I'm saying? Like every YouTube video is pretty much an outtake. You know, I mean, unless it's professionally produced. But like people like us, it's just this crap.
But there's a lot of home editing. Some people take it serious. They do take it to another level. They do edit and cut down the spaces, dead spaces, and I think. Or they have it rehearsed.
How much makeup are you wearing for this?
A ton.
A ton? You are super dolled up for this. I can't believe how much makeup you're wearing.
Yeah, I grew extra gray hair just for this shot. Seriously, I was looking at myself on Zoom. Look at
you're
that.
wearing the usual amount of makeup.
Yep, which is like none.
None, exactly.
Yes.
It's all right by me, hippie girl. I'm wearing my usual amount of makeup as well. My standard 0. It's been interesting. This is interesting.
It is, I think. Yeah.